Let us now talk about the compilers. What is a compiler? A compiler is also a system software or a language processor that stores a complete program or a source code, scans through it, then translates the whole code or the complete program into the adjacent object code and creates an executable code. What is this executable code? An executable code is a program or code that can be readily run or executed. When compared to interpreters, compilers are more complex. What does this mean? Compilers are more complex because they carry out a lot of activities. In their process of compilation, they store the whole program, they then scan through the whole program, then convert the whole source code or the whole program to object code, which is executable. These compilers also need more memory space compared to the interpreters. They need a large memory space to store the whole source code. Compilers also take more time in compiling the source code. However, compiled programs execute very fast on computers, making it more favorable. There is a procedure or a sequence of steps that a compiler must follow. These steps include, we have the source code, then the pre-processing stage, the lexical analysis stage, the parsing stage, then the compiling stage, then the stage of converting the source code to the object code. We then have the linking process and then conversion to executable code. Let's see each of these steps in detail. First, the source code. This is a computer program written in the high-level language such as the C++, the C#, the C, the Java, and other high-level languages. It is written in English-like, and it is only understood by the programmer and not the computer. The pre-processing stage. Here, the preprocessor takes the source code as the input and it removes all the comments from the source code. It then takes the preprocessor directives and interprets it. For example, in the C language, if the stdio.h, that is the preprocessor directive, if this directive is available, the preprocessor interprets the directive and replaces this directive with the content of the stdio.h file. We then move to the next stage, that is the lexical analysis stage. Here, the lexical analyzer breaks the syntaxes into a series of tokens called the lexical units. These units include the constants, the variables, the arithmetic, and logic symbols. The analyzer does this by removing any white spaces or comments in the source code. If the lexical analyzer finds an invalid token or lexical unit, it then generates an error. We then move to the next stage, that is the parsing stage. Parsing takes the input from the lexical analysis step and builds a parse tree. This tree will be used in future steps to develop the machine code. It verifies whether the code follows the language syntax or the grammar rules of that programming language. We then move to the next stage, that is the compiling stage. In this stage, the compiler checks the source code for any syntactical or structural errors. And if the source code is error-free, then it generates an object code. We then move to the linking stage. The work of the linker is to link the object code of our program with the object code of the library files and other files. Let's say all high-level language programs use library functions. These library functions are pre-compiled, and the object code of these library files is stored with the extension lib or the .a extension. The main work of the linker is to combine the object code of the library files with the object code of our program. Sometimes, when a program refers to the functions defined in other files, then the linker plays a vital role on the same. Therefore, we conclude that the job of the linker is to link the object code of our program with the object code of the library files and other files. The output of the linker is the executable file. The name of the executable file is the same as the source code file, but differs only in the extension. For example, in the DOS, the extension of the executable file is exe, and in Unix, the executable file can be named as a.out. We have now seen how a compiler works, and we have also seen the stages or the processes that a compiler goes through. Please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to post your questions in the comment section so that we may tackle them together. Thank you.